Hey guys, are you also sometimes feeling like you're stuck in your way of songwriting? Like you keep rehashing the same patterns and same chord progressions? Well, then this video is for you. This video is for all guitarists who are kind of beginners or intermediates, know the basic chords, but want to spice up their songwriting by something a little bit more interesting. If I sound very nasal, it's because I have a terrible hay fever, everything's itching. Anyways, I'm gonna give you a bunch of chords that will spice up your songwriting without learning anything special or new or practicing for hours and hours to become a better guitar player. So this is gonna be super useful, super practical. A lot of the times the chords I'm gonna be showing you are actually easier to play than their full, normal, regular versions. So let's dive into it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more videos about songwriting, guitar playing and music in general. Let's go. Most of you will probably know this chord, C major chord, basic C major chord. That's nice, but a little bit generic. And my cat is running around. So the easiest way to spice it up is to lift the index finger. And now from all of the sudden, we have C major 7. It's way easier to play and sounds a bit more colorful, a bit more interesting. Okay, next chord. You probably know the chord A minor. Same thing here. We can lift the index finger. And here we go. We have A sus2 chord. Take the progression like... and I want to spice it up a little bit, I can play this A sus2 chord instead of the A minor chord. Listen. Next one we can do the same thing with the D chord. So again, D major, lifting the middle finger. Here we go, we have D sus2 chord. Okay. If you're writing soulful songs, like this kind of pop and soul and funk, like Bruno Mars, Michael Jackson, you might want to know this chord. It's basically just the middle finger, barring the middle four strings, A, D, G, and B. It's usually used in a variety of soulful songs, so you can hear progressions like... Next bunch of chords I'm going to show you are seventh chords. So, same thing with A minor. Now if I lift the ring finger, I have A minor 7. Again, a little bit more colorful. You can also play around with changing A minor 7 with the A sus2 we did earlier. Same thing with E minor. We can again lift the ring finger. And we have E minor 7th. We already did C major 7, and I can also go like this. This is A7. And if I put index finger on the first fret on G, it's A major 7. Another little tip, this is not a chord per se, but a little tip how you can spice up your songs as well. Do a little chromatic line in there. Chromatic means that it goes via semitones. Da 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 da. Just semitones, stepwise, going up or down, sort of like this. Or... and then to C. You can also add all of these little moves to make it a bit more interesting, a bit more spicy. So what I just played was starting on the 7th fret on A string, and they basically just finger picking strings A, G, and B, and going stepwise, chromatically down, all the way to the 3rd fret, which is a chord C, and I can play the chord C major 7 we talked about earlier. Okay, and the last tip, take a chord like C or D or E and move them around the fretboard with open strings. You can create interesting sounds by playing the open strings and moving the chords and creating different tensions and different combinations. So let me show you what I mean. If you move the chord C major 2 frets up, you you have this beautiful chord. You can use it instead of D, for example, so. See? If you take chord E major and move it up here, this is very standard church chord progression, I'd say. 6th and 7th fret, 8th and 9th, or even 4th and 5th. Moving it half step higher like this would be a little bit more Spanish, let's say. You can do similar things with the D sus2 we mentioned earlier. So again, middle finger goes away, and then I move it three frets higher, 2 frets higher, you can play around with that and create interesting chord progressions. All in the standard tuning with the standard chord shapes, nothing fancy. Sometimes you just lift the finger. This is super practical because a lot of the chords I've shown you requires you to stretch your hand or practice for hours to be able to play it. All these chords are very simple. Either you already know them or you just take a finger off or put the finger somewhere else a little bit, and you can create many beautiful sounds. I hope this video was helpful, and if it was, please leave me a comment. Let me know which one of the chords you haven't known that maybe surprised you or inspired you to write a song. If you feel like my vibe is something you could resonate with, go to the description and join my mailing list. I share my insights. It's called Fana's Insights. I share my insights about music, mindfulness, self-development, guitar, songwriting, music production, all the stuff. You'll get the free ebook about how to improve sense of rhythm. And yeah, let's just stay in touch. Thanks again for watching and keep it funky.